Beneath the dry deserts, rolling plains, and ancient seabeds of our planet lies a hidden treasure. Not gold, not diamonds, but something far more essential to life itself. A mineral so vital that without it, global agriculture would collapse and billions would go hungry. This is the story of phosphate, the backbone of modern farming and the unsung hero that feeds the world. Today, we'll journey deep inside the Super Giant Phosphate mines, where ancient rocks are blasted, crushed, and transformed into the nutrients that power our food chain. From prehistoric oceans to high-tech fertilizer plants, this is the mind-blowing story of how we mine and process one of Earth's oldest and most important minerals, phosphate. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible documentaries about the materials that power our world. Phosphorus, the key element in phosphate rock, is one of life's building blocks. It's in our bones, our DNA, and the energy molecules inside every living cell. Without phosphorus, plants can't grow, cells can't divide, and food simply can't exist. Millions of years ago, ancient marine organisms lived and died in shallow seas. As their remains settled to the ocean floor, they formed thick layers of sediment. Over eons, pressure and time turned these layers into vast phosphate deposits, geological time capsules of life itself. Today, those same layers, once part of prehistoric seas, are being unearthed by human hands to feed the modern world. In modern agriculture, phosphate is indispensable. It's one of the 3 essential nutrients, alongside nitrogen and potassium, that make up the fertilizers feeding our crops. From the wheat in your bread to the corn that feeds livestock, every harvest depends on phosphorus. Yet, the Earth's accessible phosphate resources are limited. To meet the global demand for food, massive open-pit mines have been carved into the earth, where machines the size of buildings dig deep into ancient rock formations that once lay under primeval seas. Each year, over 200 million tons of phosphate rock are extracted worldwide. Much of it from supergiant deposits in Morocco, China, and the United States. But how exactly do we turn ancient rock into the nutrients that sustain billions of people? Let's step inside a supergiant phosphate mine. The journey begins long before the first explosion shakes the ground. Geologists spend years, sometimes decades, studying maps, drilling samples, and analyzing rock chemistry to find the perfect spot. They look for phosphorite formations, sedimentary layers rich in calcium phosphate, usually remnants of ancient marine life. From satellite imagery to deep drilling, every step helps scientists pinpoint where the richest seams lie hidden below the surface. Once a promising deposit is found, the mining operation begins. At supergiant open-pit mines, entire landscapes are reshaped. Massive excavators, bulldozers, and draglines strip away layers of overburden, soil and rock that cover the valuable phosphate bed below. When the phosphate layer is finally exposed, it's time for controlled blasting. Engineers drill holes into the rock, pack them with precisely measured explosives, and detonate them in sequence. A thunderous roar echoes across the desert as the ground heaves, releasing millions of tons of shattered rock. Now the race begins to move this mountain of material. Colossal haul trucks, each taller than a 2-story house, rumble across the mine floor. Each one carries up to 400 tons of broken rock in a single trip. Excavators with buckets, the size of small swimming pools, scoop up the blasted phosphate ore and load it into trucks, bound for the primary crusher. From above, the mine looks like a giant staircase, spiraling deep into the earth. Each step representing millions of years of ancient biology, now turned into rock. Most of what's dug up is waste. Only a small percentage contains the valuable phosphate minerals. At the processing plant, the rock begins its transformation. Gigantic crushers reduce boulders into fist-sized fragments. Then, massive grinding mills, rotating cylinders filled with steel balls, crush the material even finer until it becomes a powder resembling sand. This fine material is mixed with water to create a slurry. The first step in separating phosphate from the unwanted rock. It's astonishing to think that every grain of this slurry once came from microscopic organisms that lived hundreds of millions of years ago. Now the science begins. The goal: to extract phosphate minerals from the surrounding impurities. The slurry is pumped into flotation tanks, huge vats where air bubbles are introduced. Chemical reagents are added to make phosphate particles attach to the bubbles and float to the surface, while waste material sinks to the bottom. This process, called froth flotation, is both an art and a science. Operators constantly monitor bubble size, pH levels, and reagent dosage to ensure maximum recovery. What rises to the surface is a phosphate concentrate, the lifeblood of fertilizer production. The concentrate, now thick and muddy, still contains moisture and impurities. It's pumped to filters or thickeners, where excess water is removed. After drying, the result is a powder rich in tricalcium phosphate, the raw material that will soon be turned into fertilizer. For every ton of concentrate, several tons of waste rock, called tailings, are left behind. These tailings are stored in massive ponds or used for land reclamation, where engineers work to minimize environmental impact. Phosphate mining requires a delicate balance, extracting what the world needs while protecting the land. Next, the phosphate rock travels to chemical plants, where chemistry turns stone into something that can feed life. First, the rock is mixed with sulfuric acid in giant reactors. This releases phosphoric acid, a concentrated form of phosphorus that plants can absorb. The reaction also produces gypsum as a byproduct, a chalky material often used in construction or soil treatment. Each batch undergoes strict quality control to ensure it meets agricultural standards. What began as ancient sea life has now become nourishment for the crops that feed humanity. Once processed, phosphate fertilizers are shipped worldwide, by rail, by sea, and by road. From massive ports in Morocco to inland distribution centers in India, Brazil, and the United States, phosphate moves across continents to farms both large and small. Each grain of fertilizer represents a link in the global food chain, connecting miners, chemists, farmers, and families. It's estimated that over half of the world's food production depends on phosphate-based fertilizers. Without them, our planet could feed only a fraction of its current population. As the world's population surges toward 10 billion, the demand for food, and therefore phosphate, continues to rise. But phosphate is a finite resource. Experts warn that easily accessible deposits could peak within decades. The challenge for humanity is clear. We must innovate, recycle, and manage phosphorus wisely, or risk exhausting the very foundation of our food system. From precision agriculture to advanced water treatment, every new technology brings us closer to a sustainable phosphorus future. If you enjoyed this journey inside the hidden world of mining, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell, so you'll never miss our next exploration into the industries that power our planet. Hidden beneath the frozen wilderness of North America lies one of the most valuable and controversial resources on Earth. Oil sands, a thick, sticky mix of sand, clay, water, and bitumen. The raw form of petroleum that powers the modern world. Today, we'll take you inside one of the largest oil sands operations on the planet, where technology meets brute force to turn thick black tar into liquid gold, crude oil. But first, don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing looks inside the world's biggest industries. Oil sands, also known as tar sands, are a natural mixture of sand, clay, water, and a dense, sticky form of petroleum called bitumen. Unlike traditional oil wells, where liquid crude flows freely, the bitumen in oil sands is so thick that it barely moves at room temperature. More like cold molasses than oil. Most of America's oil sands operations take place in northern Alberta and parts of Utah, where massive open-pit mines stretch for miles. It's an extraordinary sight. Gigantic trucks the size of houses crawl along black fields of sand, scooping up thousands of tons of terry earth. Each shovelful is a mixture that contains just a few % of usable oil, but when multiplied by millions of tons, it adds up to a staggering amount of energy. Extracting that oil is one of the most complex industrial processes ever developed. At the heart of the operation are the ultra-class mining trucks, each capable of carrying 400 tons per load. They're fed by hydraulic shovels that scoop 100 tons in a single bite. Every few minutes, a truck rumbles to the processing plant, part of a continuous 24-hour cycle. The mining area looks like something from another planet. A landscape carved by machinery into layers of black and gold. Each load of oil sand is carefully weighed and logged, feeding a supply chain that never sleeps. To minimize environmental impact, the industry now uses progressive reclamation, restoring mined land by covering it with topsoil and planting native vegetation even before the entire site is complete. It's an effort to balance energy demand with sustainability, a constant challenge in the modern world. Once the raw material reaches the processing plant, the real transformation begins. First, it's mixed with hot water, around 80 degrees Celsius, 175 degrees Fahrenheit, to separate the bitumen from sand and clay. This step, called the hot water extraction process, causes the lighter bitumen to float to the top, forming a thick froth. That froth is then treated with solvents and heated again, producing synthetic crude oil, the lifeblood of modern civilization. From there, it's piped to upgraders and refineries where it's converted into gasoline, jet fuel, diesel, and hundreds of other petroleum-based products. Incredibly, this process transforms a thick black sludge into something that powers airplanes, cars, and even electricity plants. It's a miracle of chemistry and engineering, but it comes with challenges: high energy use, greenhouse gas emissions, and the need for massive amounts of water. To address these, new technologies are emerging, including solvent-based extraction, steam-assisted gravity drainage, and carbon capture systems that could make oil sands cleaner than ever before. The oil sands industry is both a symbol of human ingenuity and a reminder of our dependence on fossil fuels. It powers economies, creates thousands of jobs, and supplies a major portion of North America's energy. But it also raises tough questions. How do we balance growth with sustainability? In America and Canada, regulations are pushing companies to reduce emissions, reclaim land faster, and use renewable power to fuel mining operations. Some new facilities are even experimenting with hydrogen-based extraction. aiming for a future where energy and environment coexist. As global demand for energy continues to rise, oil sands may play a key role in the transition era, a bridge between the old world of fossil fuels and the clean energy systems of tomorrow. From the depths of frozen earth to the engines that move the world, oil sands represent one of humanity's most ambitious engineering feats. They show how far we'll go to extract the energy that fuels progress, and how vital innovation is to make it sustainable. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Super Giant oil sands operation, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Every year, millions of trees are harvested, processed, and transformed into the lumber, paper, and building materials that shape modern life. Welcome to the Super Giant logging operation in America, where science, engineering, and nature meet in a mind-blowing process that turns living trees into the products we use every day, while ensuring the forests keep growing strong. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to explore more amazing behind-the-scenes stories of how the world's biggest industries actually work. The United States is one of the largest timber producers in the world, managing over 750 million acres of forest land. Logging isn't new here. It began over 200 years ago, fueling the construction of the nation's first railways and towns. But today's industry looks nothing like the past. Modern American logging is a blend of robotics, GPS-guided machinery, drones, and data analytics, ensuring every tree harvested is accounted for and every area replanted. Each year, the U.S. produces over 400 million cubic meters of timber, feeding into construction, furniture, paper, and even renewable energy. From the pine forests of Oregon to the hardwood trees of Alabama, this industry never sleeps. Before a single tree falls, the operation begins from the sky. Drones scan thousands of acres, mapping terrain, tree density, and species composition. Technology helps foresters plan which areas to harvest, which to protect, and how to replant efficiently. Then, crews on the ground mark boundaries, access roads, and zones for sustainable harvesting. Nothing is random. Every log is part of a carefully calculated 20 to 40-year forest cycle, ensuring nature always recovers. This is where the action begins. Massive feller bunchers roll into the forest. Each one a steel beast with hydraulic claws that can grip, cut, and stack entire trees in seconds. One operator can harvest hundreds of trees per hour using GPS precision and onboard computers. The machines are designed for efficiency, reducing waste, minimizing soil disturbance, and keeping operators safe inside air-conditioned cabins. Once felled, the trees are stripped of their branches by delimbers, then cut into exact lengths using computer-controlled saw heads. These machines don't guess. They scan each log using laser sensors to measure volume, diameter, and quality in real time. The felled logs are loaded onto giant logging trucks capable of carrying up to 40 tons per trip. These trucks rumble down temporary forest roads to massive sawmills, the next stage in this billion-dollar process. At the mill, logs are unloaded and sorted by size and species. They go through debarking machines, high-speed saws, and computerized scanners that optimize every cut for maximum yield. From one tree, America gets construction lumber, furniture panels, veneers, and pulp for paper. Nothing goes to waste. Even sawdust is captured and turned into biomass energy or pellet fuel for heating homes.